Today, we're going to do something we haven't done yet in Italy, and that is go to a wine festival. We were invited today by one of our friends who happens to be a sommelier here in Bologna. When we visited Bologna for the first time back in 2020, we actually ended up at this really cute organic wine bar, and that is who was hosting the festival today. While I'm not really sure what to expect, join us as we find out exactly what happens during wine festivals here in Italy. Let's get tipsy, y'all. The festival was held at Palazzo Nuodi, which boasts rich history dating back to the 16th century and is renowned for its neoclassical architecture and stunning interiors. We just got in, and it is actually here in a palace, which is not what I expected this to be. It is absolutely gorgeous on the inside. I can't even begin to imagine had this been an actual palace that I could stay in, but each room has either a different region or multiple different wineries, it looks like. So we just got our first one from Georgia, not the state, the country, which actually popped up on our radar for a wine trip. So that could be in the books for later this year. Everything there is going to be made in clay, not in steel and not in one of the oak barrels. It's going to be in a large clay barrel. It's kind of, I don't want to say new age, because wineries are actually starting to pick up this practice. It's actually very old age. This is really good. It's a light, nice white. We're going to see all the different things and regions we can get into. We've been here for about a half hour. We've done some tastings. Initial thoughts. I like the way they have it broken out by region. We just did one from France. We've done some in Italy. We've done a couple from Georgia. There's Slovenia behind me. So I really like they have it broken out that way. It's very different. I'm not really sure where to start because you're doing basically whites to reds at every table. So you either have to commit to do all whites and then go back and do all reds, or you're just bouncing around. I like everything I've had so far. The Riesling I just got poured was very tart. I've never had a tart Riesling, but it was very good, and I'm excited to see what else we get to try. So real talk, it has been a hot minute since I've had champagne. You know, we moved to Italy last summer, and obviously Prosecco is among what we have been drinking here. There's other types of sparkling wine here as well. We're having champagne for the first time in months, and I forgot how much I love champagne. Like, I obviously still love Prosecco, it's still my number one, but champagne is just so nice and delicate, and it's so funny how both of them are sparkling, but they're just so dramatically different in taste. I smelled one earlier, maybe my nose is broken, it's quite possible, but I got almost a like sugary cereal type of smell, and it's so funny because it's not normally the smells that I get. Again, it's just what I happen to smell. I'm sure that's way off base. If you're a sommelier, you're probably like, you cannot possibly get sugary cereal from champagne, but I did. So anyway, cheers, y'all.
Now, one of the things that's interesting about this festival is we've seen a lot of these spit cups at all of the different stations. It's not all that abnormal generally, but we've seen them be used a lot more today than I think we've ever seen them be used, which makes sense because there are seemingly like 100 different wines here, probably more than that. People are getting their money's worth, trying a little bit, and then pouring the rest out, spitting the rest out. But me, I'm just drinking the whole glass, so no spitting for me.
Doing a wine festival with two sommeliers is the way to do this.
Very helpful.
It is incredibly helpful. So we know enough about wine to be very dangerous in a conversation. We know a lot about the process. We've harvested wine. We have helped stomp grapes. So we've stomped grapes, we've bottled. So we do have some experience with wine. But as it relates to like the true nature of it and what goes into it, having them with us is amazing. And it's so cool because I've tasted a couple of the wines. We got here before them. We grabbed some wines. We're retasting some wines with them. And the explanation, the understanding of the terroir and just how the grapes are produced are amazing. I did ask the question because we're not spitting and they are. I was like, do you ever feel guilty? And he goes, yes, I feel very guilty, but I have to survive. We haven't been spitting. It's gonna be a fun day tomorrow.
What an incredible afternoon we just had.
Yeah, indeed.
We had so many different types of wines, from basic whites
Champagne and
to
red.
We also had orange wines. We had wines that were aged in clay. We had wines that were aged in barrel and steel, and just all the different types of wines, and it was absolutely lovely.
I was going to say everything was great, but not all of the wines were our favorite, but doesn't mean they're not great wines, just not our favorite. Keep that in mind.
General takeaways, maybe it's because when we go to wine festivals in the States, I feel like nobody spit wine out. They just kind of would take a sip and then dump it. But it's very common for Somms to do this. This is the first time we've seen multiple people sharing the same spittoon.
We were definitely in the minority of people who were drinking our wine.
There was food available, which was nice. Unlike the States, water you did have to pay for, which is actually on par for Italy. As I said in last week's video, I'll go ahead and make sure I link that at the end of this. It's very normal to pay for water here. It's just a cultural norm. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It literally means the world to us that you are enjoying the Italy content. And if you're looking for more Italy content, you definitely check out this video here. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Stay thirsty for adventure.